We've all heard the saying, you are what you eat. Well, today we're breaking down the science of why that actually might be more true than you think.
Life is beautiful.
So in 2025, scientists got this group of anxious teenagers, socially anxious teenagers, and they took their gut bacteria
Mm-hmm.
and they planted it into totally healthy rats.
These studies are getting crazier and crazier.
These people really don't care about rats, is what I'm noticing. They really don't give a shit about these rats. But anyway, what ended up happening was pretty crazy. These totally healthy and normal rats, after getting the gut bacteria from these socially anxious teenagers, started pulling away in social situations, behaving anxiously, and basically acting like teenagers, like an anxious wreck.
Mm.
So what it proved is that, yes, we talk a lot about the brain on this podcast and how we can change our thoughts, but our gut has a lot to do with our
Well,
mind.
don't they say that our gut is like our second brain?
Yes, they do. So what I wanted to talk about today and what I personally wanted to do some research on was, okay, we know the gut can create havoc, right?
Mhm.
We also know the gut can create healing.
Yeah.
But let's say on the negative thing, what are the three foods that are creating the most havoc in our gut, and which are the ones that we should avoid at all costs,
Okay.
or at least as much as possible?
Okay.
So during my research, I found a top three. The first is ultra processed food.
Yep. That makes a lot of sense.
We have a lot of ultra processed food in America,
Yes, we do.
ton.
And I think it comes down to this belief that we have in America of wanting things really quickly. We've optimized for everything,
Yeah.
and food has been one of those things. So, how can we consume food without cooking it? How can we
Convenience
make
at
it
all costs.
at scale?
Yeah, so researchers looked at 17 different studies, so a group of nearly 400,000 people, and found that people eating the most ultra processed food had 48% higher odds of anxiety symptoms.
Mhm.
So processed foods are convenient, but they come at a cost. They literally create anxiety,
Mm.
which is crazy.
Yeah, and I feel like if you look at the numbers, I'm sure that's why the younger generation continues to get more and more anxious, is because I feel like the younger generation is also getting more and more obese.
Yep.
And eating more and more crap.
Yep. And one of the, I wanted to throw this in here because I feel like a lot of people don't know this. There is a ways that like these big food corporations try to trick you into thinking that you're not having processed things and make things sound healthy. So for example, vegetable oil.
Yeah.
When you take that at face value, you think, wow, vegetables are super healthy. Vegetable oil must be the super healthy thing. Meanwhile, if you look at a video of how they actually make vegetable oil, it's literally like this gook that is like burnt plastic. And that is what you are eating. Another one is natural flavors.
Yeah, that one's complete
Natural
bullshit.
flavors. I used to think for the longest time, if I got a drink and it's in natural flavors, oh, that's great for me.
It's not artificial.
It must be freaking amazing. Meanwhile, natural flavors basically is this catch-all term that
Yeah.
is completely processed shit being batched together, and they get to call it natural
Yeah.
flavors.
I want to give a quick little plug and shout out to our best friend, Mike Lynch, who runs a supplement company called Steel Monkey Superfoods. And he's really hated this problem more than anyone I know on the face of the earth, and he's created a business to solve it with some clean supplements on the cleanest supplements on the market, a pre-workout without any garbage in it, an electrolyte drink, a protein powder.
Yep.
And yeah, we stand by it 100%. So if you're interested in eating clean and supplementing clean, then check out Steel Monkey Superfoods.
Yeah, and that was just not even a plug. It was just not even like a paid plug. It was just, you should check them out because they're actually the only healthy shit on the market.
Yeah.
All right. So
I use the pre-workout every single day. Blood pre-workout is amazing.
it's good. All right. Moving on to number 2, sugar. 2018 study found an association between high sugar consumption and reduced dopamine production. Consuming large amounts of processed sugar can trigger feelings of worry, irritability, and sadness. I think the real trap with this one is, what do a lot of people do when they're stressed?
Eat.
Sweets.
Yeah.
Sweets specifically. It's like the late night, like, oh, I'm stressed. I'm gonna have that piece of cake, or I'm
Oh,
gonna
no,
have
that
that.
tub of ice
I feel
cream.
like you do this a lot. You're
I definitely have a sweet tooth.
and you do it when you're stressed too. At least you used to. Maybe not anymore, but now that you know the the
Yeah.
effects that it has on your mental health.
I think I just always have a sweet tooth, so if I'm gonna cheat, that's what I go for.
All right, let's move on to number 3, refined carbs. So
Mm,
this one's actually really interesting. Foods with a high glycemic index, which is white bread, pasta, sugary cereals, and sweets included, cause rapid spikes and crashes in blood sugar.
mm,
And these fluctuations trigger symptoms that feel remarkably similar to anxiety: shakiness, irritability, racing heart.
wow. So, all that Cinnamon Toast Crunch and, Fruity Pebbles we ate as kids weren't good,
Also,
huh?
bread and pasta every single day. That was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, not saying that bread and pasta is bad, but they will give you that spike and then crash
Right.
afterwards.
Speaking of that, I got a really interesting study I found that I gotta share. So, scientists gave 200 married couples a voodoo doll of their spouse. They were told to add a pin every time their spouse annoyed them.
Wow, I wish I had a voodoo doll of you. That thing would be
I'll
stabbed to death.
I'll get you one. You're a real jerk off. All right. So back to my study. After 6 weeks, one measurement predicted who stabbed the voodoo doll the most, and it had nothing to do with their relationship. Along the lines of what we're talking about, it was blood glucose spikes.
Really?
When your glucose levels drop after a spike, your brain enters an alert mode. It triggers the same response as starvation. Your body doesn't know the crash came from the pasta that you just ate. It thinks it's running out of energy and makes you irritable, anxious, and reactive, which then makes you lash out at your partner.
Yeah. I mean, if you've ever had a heavy lunch, like with bread and pasta, and then you try to go back to work and you feel like the just
Lethargic.
yeah, you know this feeling. You know what that crash feels like. So
But I
let's
thought it was interesting that not only do you know what that feels like, do you know that it actually causes you to be more irritable and more of an asshole to the people that you love?
yeah, after the fact,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I know that firsthand too. Like I said, yours would have so many pins in it. Anyway, let's wrap this up with a call to action. So I wanted to keep this really simple and really practical. I feel like a lot of us don't really realize what we are eating. Like we kind of just it's not something that we pay a lot of attention to, so many of us. And so I think a great call to action for today is to keep a food log for 24 hours. And it can be as simple as a note on your phone, but just for 24 hours, write down every single thing that you are putting in your mouth and try to see, just take a look at it and see how many of these 3 foods you are actually consuming. Because if you heal your gut, you can heal your mind.
Yeah. I also just want to end by saying we don't want to just say what to cut. There's also things that can actively eat that actually help your gut, and they're fermented foods. So kimchi, is that what it's called?
Kimchi?
What is it
It's
called?
called kimchi, bro.
Alright.
Kimchi. You can eat some kimchi if you like.
Yeah.
Eat some kimchi.
I don't, all right.
Live yogurt. Yeah.
Basically
Anything with live bacteria.
Greek yogurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else that you would eat?
Negative.
How about like a probiotic pill?
I don't do that.
I do. Okay. Well, on that note, eat some kimchi.
All right. Have yourself a kimchi day.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us. Love you.